All right, guys, so I am in a 2022 F250, and as you can see, there's probably 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground right now, and we're up. It's 31 degrees. We're up at Mount Charleston, and today I'm going to be giving you kind of a driving review of how the F250 performs as an everyday driver and how it performs driving in conditions like this. Again, this, if you didn't know, this has a 6.7 liter turbo diesel, makes 1,050 pound-feet of torque and 475 horsepower, and right now we have it in 4-wheel high. We were going to bring an F450 up here initially, but we decided that you know, the F250, more people drive these, so let's try and get kind of a shorter driving review of how the F250 performs up here in the snow and as a everyday driver, really. They did not salt the roads before the snow came on, so this will be very interesting. And we've been driving up here for probably, oh, I'd say a good 30 minutes to 45 minutes. We took pictures and everything like that. And honestly, it's handled very, very well. Now, of course, we're driving safely and going slow. That way, if there is any black ice under, even in 4-wheel drive, things can happen. So it's important when you're in snowy environments to drive cautiously and drive safely. Don't do anything stupid. Don't go flying down these roads, doing something that, you know, you wouldn't want anyone else doing while you're the passenger. So anyways, how does it drive? Well, it is a diesel, so it doesn't need to rev as high to get all that power out of it. And you get into that power pretty quickly, which is a good thing. And the torque you can definitely feel coming on. If you're in normal road conditions and you put your foot down, once you get past about 1,500 RPMs, this thing starts picking up speed really, really, really quickly, even though this thing is super, super heavy. Now, this F250 is a bit modified. It has a suspension lift on it, different suspension components. It's a lot heavier due to it having a bunch of off-road steel components on it, like bash plates, different tires than usual, different rims. So it's a little heavier, it's a little taller too, so it's a little more off-road capable, but it also has a little more body roll on regular road. The new F250 is also just as comfortable as the last one is. Very easy to drive as long as you know what you're doing and you've driven big trucks before. You won't have any issues driving the new F250. The new F250, one of the biggest changes I've noticed, and about the only change that you notice from, you know, just from the naked eye, is going to be the new infotainment system in the center control stack versus the old 8-inch one running Sync 3. This one is 12 inches and runs Sync 4, which it's great. Implementation of Apple CarPlay that's wireless and Android Auto. Now, if you're interested in some of the gas mileage characteristics of this car, I am getting 9.6 miles per gallon. And this is a really big tank. That's pretty typical for these big diesel trucks to get that low of gas mileage. But then again, they do hold a lot of fuel. So, as you can see, there is a decent amount of wind within. Right now, I believe we're up towards 20-mile-an-hour winds, and this thing isn't having any issues pushing through all of this harsh weather. Now, it being in 4-wheel drive, it does feel a lot safer to drive this way, and you should be driving in 4-wheel drive in these types of conditions, especially when it's below 32 degrees, below freezing. So these driving conditions, the 4-wheel drive system takes care of any slip you may have, and makes sure you don't go running off the road, because these don't come cheap. They run well if you get top equipped ones, run well up into the 80s, thousands of dollars. This one's a Lariat, so it's still got good equipment level on it. Personally, I'd probably, if I had the money, go for a Lariat or something like a Platinum. I don't see the point in a Limited at all, but it does handle well in the snow. It doesn't have any problems. I wish there was honestly more snow on the road so I could show you how it would handle in something like 3 inches or 4 inches of snow. But alas, we only have less than an inch on the roads, but that's because the snow plows are coming through and getting rid of everything. It is a very comfortable car to drive. Road noise is very, very minimal. You definitely feel substantial in this vehicle. Again, if you haven't driven trucks before and you're moving from like a sedan to a truck, the F250 might be a little daunting for you at first to drive, just because it is very, very big. And, you know, even now, F-150s compared to sedans, and an F-150 is Ford's normal truck, can be a little daunting to park compared to something like an SUV or sedan. So the F-250 is definitely up there on big vehicles. So if you are moving from a smaller vehicle to a bigger vehicle, just remember that you will have to take some time to get used to the F-250. Now this has the 10-speed automatic transmission, and I think it's a great transmission, and especially in these trucks, it's very smooth. It's pretty knowledgeable when it goes to choose the gear, and you really won't have any issues with it. It keeps it in its power band pretty well. I know this one is in the range between 15,000 to 20,000 pounds, but these can tow quite a bit, which is helpful, and really what these trucks are meant to do. I hope you guys found this video helpful. This has been basically how the F-250 is as a daily driver. Nothing about performance or anything like that, because people do drive these to daily drive. So if you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more from us, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to see more content like this, 0 to 60 times drag races, and other car reviews. And I will see you all in the next video.